The drone is coming to America.
Americans have gotten used to thinking of drones as something used overseas, but in fact, they're going to be coming to police departments near you.
These drones look nothing like the unmanned aircraft used for strikes in Afghanistan and Yemen. And they aren't only being used by police. John Villasenor is testifying before Congress on what to expect.
You'll see them used for real estate. You'll see them used in movie making. You'll see them used for surveying, for scientific research, for example, for getting air quality samples. There's really a whole range of applications that you'll see.
Drone makers say the technology is invaluable for farmers in spraying and monitoring crops. Proponents also want to use drones to deliver beer at a South African music festival and deliver tacos in California's Bay Area. Then there's law enforcement. Police can use drones to track criminal suspects and conduct search and rescue missions. Last week, Canadian police used a drone to locate a car accident victim in a remote area, likely saving his life.
So anytime you hear that a search is called off due to bad weather or darkness, or the ability to make sure that you don't injure anybody else that's searching for whoever the lost person is, that's where you can have these systems.
There are already hundreds or perhaps thousands of drones in operation on U.S. soil. But using drones for explicitly commercial purposes is not currently legal, something that will change when the FAA begins integrating commercial drones into U.S. airspace in 2015. At that point, domestic drones are expected to explode into a billion-dollar industry.
Within the first 3 years of when UAS is allowed to fly in the national airspace, they'll create more than 70,000 new jobs and create almost $13.6 billion worth of economic revenue. And over 10 years, it's going to be about an $82 billion economic impact.
The arrival of drones affixed with cameras and microphones poses new and dangerous threats to privacy, according to the ACLU.
Americans shouldn't have to wonder every time they leave their house whether or not they're going to be subject to surveillance by drones.
Here in New York City, we're already surrounded by security cameras all the time. But critics say drones have the potential to take Big Brother surveillance to a whole new level, and we thus need new laws to protect our privacy.
I don't think many of us would want our neighbors to fly drones over our backyards while we're sunbathing there, and I think we're going to have all sorts of legal conundrums that we're going to need to work out as this technology becomes integrated into the U.S. skies.
4 states have already passed laws to limit the use of drones by law enforcement, and dozens of others, as well as the federal government, are considering laws of their own. Drone backers prefer to call drones unmanned vehicle systems in an effort to overcome negative perceptions of the technology.
When I say the word drone, the first thing that comes to your mind is probably something military, something hostile, something that's weaponized. Well, these are the farthest from that.
The FAA predicts there will be 7,500 commercial drones operating domestically just 5 years from now, along with thousands of drones being used by police and researchers.
Unmanned aircraft really is the next chapter in aviation, and so it is an inevitable development.
Brian Montopoli, CBSNews.com.